G'day everyone, welcome to another ride with the Everyday Zwifter. It's stage 4 of the Cobble Crusher series on the Casse Pattes route, and this is France. This is definitely not prime time. It's a small group of 18 on the star line at the moment. There'll be 21 later, but late joiners won't catch up. And it is quite a leisurely start, heading out at 3.5 watt a kilogram. So yes, very pleasantly surprised to not have to put out the big watts. Just happy to stay behind the wheels and take it easy and save my watts for when it counts, because there's 2 KOMs in this race. There's the Aquaduct KOM, which is a very short one. It's really just a sprint burst. And then the Petit KOM later on, which is more of a 5-10 minute exercise. So they've added more cobbles to the route to go with the Cobble Crusher series, but you won't see them till later in the route. So you can see by my power graph down the bottom how such a cruisy group this is. I couldn't believe my luck. So what I've done, I've chosen to use this Scope Addict as the best all-rounder bike, and the MV 7.8 wheels, which are pretty aero and good climbers, to see if they can get me up and down the KOMs in a decent position. The trade-off, of course, is on these flats, so I might have to work a little harder. But judging from the start, I don't think that's going to be the case. First power up comes through the start finish banner, and it's the draft ban. That's not a bad one. It's a good one if you need to chase down groups trying to break away or anything like that. Yeah, so this one is early afternoon in Australia, so a lot of the rest of the world is asleep. There's a few countries represented, but not in big numbers. So let's fast forward through the rest of this bit, as it's fairly predictable. And again, through the graph you can see it's basically a zone 2, zone 3 ride. So I decided I'll spend some time checking through Zwift Power to see who the competition might be, who are the stronger riders to watch out for, assuming I mightn't be near the pointy end. And every now and then we get this little stretch out and we go, oh, zoom back on. Got to pay attention, doesn't matter how the race goes, because every race has riders who have potential to break away off the front and really stretch it out. There's the bike, Scope Addict RC. Now the section of cobbles, this one is usually here, I think, over the bridge. Another lapse in concentration, have to zoom back on, but no damage done. That's a little bit of auto braking as I try and roll through the pack, but it doesn't let you roll through anymore. It stops you once you get to the front. Alright, we'll zoom forward now to the Aquaduct KOM. And it's getting a little more exciting. And this is where I see how good the Scott Addict and the 7.8s are. And now I've got the aero power up. And if I can make it up safely in the wheels here, I've decided I'm going to pop it just before the banner and when I get my next one. It looks like no one's going nuts and streaming off the front, so it really is a nice group. Either that, or the bike really is doing the thing for me. But I think it's just the group, judging by how bunched up they are. No one's really stringing it out. So pop the aero, get what rest I can. Knowing once we hit the downhill, I will still have to put out some power being a lighter weight rider. So nothing too dramatic there. We'll skip a bit and fast forward now as we approach Petit KOM, and this is the start. And this is where the action really begins. Few riders pushing off the front. And a couple others trying to bridge up. I'm trying to follow the wheels. I get to about this point and I'm thinking, whoa, I hope they don't do that too much. I can sit in, but if they push again, I'm in trouble. And this is what happens. Heart rate's alright, but the legs are setting up. So I've got to find my own rhythm now and try and get some recovery. And all of a sudden I find myself in no man's land, got no one around me. So I'll just ease off a bit, hit some zone 3, try and get some recovery in the legs, and try and stay ahead of the two riders behind me. That's my goal at the minute. If I can stay above their watt per kilogram, about 2.6, 2.8, up the 3s, then I'll hopefully stay in front of them. With the next rider at 22 seconds, I was thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to catch anyone. Because once we're over the hill, generally they're gone. But I got to this point and I started feeling a bit better. Managed to keep the gap behind clear. So I thought, well, it doesn't look too far on the minimap that the rider is ahead of me. It says 17 seconds, but it's probably only a few hundred meters. So I'm going to test this bike, test the legs, and see how much I've recovered and see what power I can put down. So here we go. Got it down to 12 seconds. Here's the start-finish banner. But I've watched Zwifter's race recon in the Drops podcast. I know I've got to keep pushing through this section until we hit the downhill. I've got it back to 7 seconds, 6-7 seconds here. Right now I'm about cooked again. Just got to get a slight, get my breath back before we hit it again. Once we hit this steeper section, I'm trying to get into the super tuck so I can get a rest. And there we go, thing of beauty. I noticed the rider in front, he's just riding down at a steady pace. He's not hitting that super tuck and getting that rest. So it's giving me some hope. I'm hoping I'm going faster than him, although the time's not really coming down. Keep pushing over these flat bits and try and drop into the super tuck on the steeper bits. Picked another second. 2.5 kilometers to go. Will I be able to catch him up? Trying to grab the super tuck here, but it's turned out to be not steep enough, so I've got to keep powering on. Another quick rest. I was wondering what my options were. 3 seconds. A long way on the flat when you're tired. But we'll both be tired. Then I see on the minimap, oh, there's another gradient coming up here. Let's go one more time. Can we get the super tuck? Yes, we can. Get a few micro rests in the leg. Got it to 2 seconds. We've got speed. Just got to keep going now. Try and keep this speed up. Try and TT across to the rider and pick up his draft. I got to get in his draft to get some rest. Found the magic power up. Hit it straight away. And that's given me enough speed to make the bridge. And I'm stoked. And I thought, oh, let's see if I can go right over him and drop him. But he's hit the draft band and he's got a fair kick on him. And he's immediately pulled into the draft. So I thought, oh, well, there he is. I better ease off. I'm not going to tie him to the line. And then he's kicked again, 10 watt a kilogram. I thought, oh no. So I've got to kick again. And somewhere I managed to find 10 watt a kilogram as well. And just managed to stay in his draft. And he's run out of oomph. I've just about run out of oomph. I've just got enough to get over him. Do I have enough to get there? He's kicked again. I'm going as hard as I can. I think I've got it. And I have, but the time is tied on this leaderboard. So that was a fantastic race, and we both enjoyed it, I think. It's been quite interesting. And you can see in Zwift Power, they've given us exactly the same time, so I'm not sure what the criteria after that is to get the placing above 6/7, but that's the way it's turned out. So yeah, dead heat for 6th. So I didn't manage to stay with the front group. I didn't feel completely on top of my game today, but the thrill of the finish was great. And you got to see the secret power up on that last downhill within the last 2 kilometers. So yeah, you don't need to hold one. You can probably use one at the start, straight over the KOM, and then you'll pick up another one near the finish. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for your recon, Zwifty. And look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Bye bye.